If your life has been feeling meaningless, if you wake up every day not feeling excited for the day, your life just feels so flat, and in your free time, you don't know what to do, you end up doom scrolling or watching the TV, you probably have a life that has been designed based on external influences, mostly societal expectations, someone else's standards, and not your standard. You probably designed your life in an acceptable way, not in a way that you want it to. And in this video, we're going to break it. We're going to design your life the way you want it. Before we get into it, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, or if you would like to join my monthly group coaching sessions, click the link in description. Before I get into the 4 points I have for this video, here's a disclaimer. Once you start doing all these things, you will find people around you calling you different. People might say that you've changed. And some people might like it, some people might not like it. They might make remarks, they might make jokes about you, they might mock you. But I want you to remember that that's just how it's going to be. Because you are going to design your life the way you want it, and you're going to change. You're going to make decisions based on your standards. And some people might not like it because you're not living up to their standards, or you're not living up to the societal acceptable standards. And it's going to be there, that look that people give you, that slight mockery, the remarks that they make, everything is going to be there. But I want you to know that it's absolutely worth it. Like when you lead a life and when you reach a point where everything about your life is just how you want it to be, and when you realize that you did not conform to the societal norms and you designed a life for yourself, that satisfaction is going to be so good that none of this is going to matter. Okay, so all you got to do is make your decisions, design your life, and stick to it. And I'm talking from experience because some 6 years ago, when I first started reading books, that was the first time I was going against my usual personality or my usual nature, and I'm doing something different. You know, up until that point, I've never really been this person who was behind something, who was chasing something, who was chasing something bigger than me. That was the first time, and I started reading books, I started posting about it online. That was also the first time I woke up early and I was going for a run in the morning, I was going for a walk, I was doing workouts in my room. You know, hostel rooms, my hostel room was very small, and there are two double cots. You know that there's a cot where one person sits in the, sleeps in the bottom and one on the top. So my room had two cots like that. So 4 girls for one room. And there's a very little gap in the center, and that's the gap where I would just spread my yoga mat and I would do my workouts, and girls would come and go out of the room. They would see me, and you know, I've seen people making remarks about how I've suddenly become this intellectual person who reads, and I've suddenly become this health oriented person who works out. And there was this one time, this one person said, "Oh, you're just doing this to post it on social media." You know, yes, I was posting it, but I was posting it out of curiosity. I was so excited about it that I wanted to share it with the world. And that was the time my book reading habit started, and my workout routine started 6 years ago. I was like 21 by the time. And fast forward now, I am writing my first book. I mean, I've not told this anywhere. Probably this is the first time saying it. And I have been a healthy person. My weight, my moods, my health has been so stable, and my weight has been the same weight for the last 7 years. I've been the same weight. And I do see my peers, my people who are my age in college who used to be fit and healthy, they go on to gain weight now. They go on to have some hormonal issues. And I'm not saying that it's their fault. Of course, we have a very this sedentary lifestyle. But you know, I started doing things very early on. I started moving my body very early on. I started reading early on, and it has led me here. So if I gave in to people's remarks at that point in time, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be writing my first book, because this is where I'm meant to be. If I listen to people and stopped working out, I wouldn't have a healthy body today. So I just want you to remember that no matter what happens, no matter what people say, just stick to what you feel is right. Just stick to your truth. Now let's get into the 4 pointers. Number 1, how do you spend your time and energy? What do you do with your time? What do you do with your energy? We have limited time per day. We have limited energy per day. Of course, we have to spend a particular amount of time and energy on work. We have work demands. Whether you like your job or not, that is something that you have to do. Now, leaving that aside, what do you do with the rest of your time? What do you do on your weekends? Take a stock of what you do in your free time. Do you doom scroll? Do you watch TV? Do you just sit there bored playing video games, binging on Netflix? And I'm not saying that doing any of this is wrong, but is it a conscious choice, or is it that you don't have anything else to do? You have not really planned your life, so you're just falling back on these habits. Now, I want you to craft and design this time that you have and plan something to do in that time. For example, when I have free time, I mostly read, of course, and I write. But even after that, like when I have free time, I've recently decided to learn a new language. Right now, it doesn't have to be serious. I'm not taking it very seriously. It's just about feeding a part of my curious mind. Right, I'm a very curious person and I would like to learn new things always, like all the time. So this is just about feeding my curiosity, and when I feed my curiosity, I feel really fulfilled and happy and excited. So what I do is I am learning a language on Duolingo, and I'm just learning it for like 15 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be very serious what you do. And like I said, I like to do new things, so I take up a hobby. Like every now and then I'd be taking up a new hobby, and that would be like twice a week, 1 hour per day. So that's another thing that I do. Now, this is how I craft and design my time. Everything is a conscious choice. Even if I'm watching Netflix for an hour, that's still a conscious choice. That's not a default habit that I'm falling back on. Right now, even after planning my time, right, sometimes what I do is suddenly some meetings might get cancelled, suddenly some time might be free for me. I'd have a rule for that too, that if I have free time, I'm going to do this. And that would usually be reading or researching, mostly reading, because that's how I've designed my life, that if there is a free time, I'm going to read, because reading is what fulfills me, reading is what satisfies me. But if you don't have this rule, what happens is you would fall back to scrolling, because you've not really planned your time, so you don't really know what to do. So you're just going to fall back on watching TV or scrolling on your phone. So whatever time you have apart from your non-negotiable time, so your non-negotiable time is your office work. So apart from that, whatever time you have, fill it with activities that feel meaning to you. And you could fill it with anything. You could fill it with working out, you could fill it with time with your kids, taking your kids somewhere, spending time with your partner, or learning something that you've always wanted to learn, exploring a hobby, learning about, watching a new documentary. It could be anything, but just ensure that it fulfills you, it satisfies you, that you know that if I do this, I'll be fulfilled. Now, remember, don't fall into the trap of doing something to get something out of it. What you're going to get out of it is satisfaction, nothing else. Like some people avoid doing things because they're like, what's the point of it? Like, I'm not going to get anything by doing this. The point of doing it is that it fulfills you and satisfies you. So don't have an external outcome in mind when you're thinking about what to do in your time, in your free time. Instead, have the goal as, will I be fulfilled? Will I be satisfied? Will I be happy if I do this? If it's a yes, then it's absolutely worth adding it into your routine. Number two, your idea of success. If your idea of success is something, but you're not really living up to it, then life can feel meaningless and unsatisfied. Now, before you start to live up to that idea of success, it's important for you to reflect on your idea. Because if your idea of success is something that you borrowed from the world, something that you picked up from someone else, or through comparison, or through influence, and it's not really your idea of success, like it's not really something that you really would like to live up to, but it's like someone else's idea and you just picked it up, then when you're trying to achieve it, life can still feel meaningless. Now, if you want to know if you're trying to live up to someone else's idea of success, here's something you can ask yourself. If your goal or your idea of success contradicts with how you would like to live your day to day life, then it's probably a borrowed goal. It's an influenced goal. For example, if you're looking to get a role in your company, like a promotion or something, or a particular responsibility, or you're trying to build something, but that work requires you to have 12 to 13-hour work days. It requires you to have 30, 40 people under you that you're responsible for. Those people will rely on you, and there's going to be a little bit of pressure. And that's not how you would like to live your day to day life. Like, you don't want that in your day to day life. You would like to have like 8-hour work days, and you would not want more than 3, 4 people to rely on you. You can't really speak to so many people, you can't manage so many people, and you're also not willing to take that up. Like, there's no interest, or you feel drained when you think about doing that. Then that's probably a borrowed goal. Like, your goal and how you would like to live your day-to-day life is not matching, it's not aligning. So it's probably not your goal, and it's going to feel really meaningless when you're trying to achieve that. So yes, it's important for us to live up to our idea of success, to go for it. But before you go for it, have a clear understanding of what your idea of success is. Your idea of success and how you would like to live your day-to-day life, both should align. If it aligns, and then you strive for that goal, you work for that goal, life is going to feel meaningful. Number 3, not being curious. Humans are creative and playful beings. Just look around you, look at everything that we have achieved in the last few centuries. It's in our nature to imagine things, to bring it into our physical existence, to build things, to create, to have fun, to play with things. We stop doing all of these in our 20s, 30s, 40s, because what's the point, right? What is the outcome we're going to get by doing all of these things? What am I going to get by imagining and playing with something, trying to build something, or exploring a subject, exploring my curiosity? What's the point? There's no outcome, because it's not going to make me money, it's not going to bring me fame. So what's the point of doing it? So we become very outcome oriented in our 20s and 30s and 40s, that we don't really do something unless it brings us something. But we feed our curiosity for the joy of it. We feed our creativity for the joy of it. And if you're not feeding your creativity, if you're not feeding your curiosity, life can feel very flat and boring and meaningless sometimes. And what I've done recently is, I've been curious about astronomy ever since I was a kid. When I was like 7, 8 years old, my mom bought this one book, like an encyclopedia, I guess. It had this very visual book, like there's a lot of pictures. And I just one day was going through it, and I just stumbled upon this astronomy subject. And I saw the pictures. It was so enticing. It was so, mesmerizing, all the pictures that I saw. And I was reading the pages, I was reading about outer space, about the universe, and I got so intrigued by it. And ever since, my love for astronomy has been there inside me. But, life goes on. I never really took time to explore that subject. But recently, I decided that I'm going to spend 15 to 20 minutes a day exploring that interest. So I bought a book, and I've been reading that book 15 to 20 minutes a day. It's like a very visual guide for the universe. And, I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm not getting money. I'm not getting fame. I don't even get an opportunity to discuss about that with someone. But I feel really satisfied doing it. Like, when I read about the subject, I get this childlike excitement, and it's a feeling that I can't really put into words, but I'm so excited to read about it. It really lights me up, and it brings a lot of energy to me. I feel like that 7-year-old kid again. And, that's a joy that nothing else can give, right? Something that brings me money might not bring me this level of joy. So you do feed your curiosity just for the sake of it, just for the joy of it. So what I would recommend is, pick up a subject, pick up a topic, or something that you've always found interesting. No, it was really intriguing, but you never really spent time learning about it. So pick up a subject and buy a book, or buy a course, or watch a documentary, and just try to learn something. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to do it in a day. And you're not really trying to get anything out of it. You're not doing it to be a smart person or to be an expert at it. Nothing. You're just doing it for the joy of it. And just see how it makes you feel. Number four is how you make your decisions. Your decisions should be a conscious decision. Any choice you make should be a conscious choice. It should not be something that's influenced. It should not come out of comparison, out of jealousy, or out of conformity. Everyone's doing it, so I'm doing it. If that's how you decide things for your life, that's how you make choices for your life is going to feel absolutely meaningless. When things don't bring you happiness, you're going to start question everything about your life should be a conscious choice. And I have been doing this ever since I was 21, and I'm really glad that I did it, because today I might not have a lot of things, but I'm so satisfied and content. And one of the examples is when I took up my software engineer job. I From the very first day I knew that job was not for me, and 2 years later I just couldn't take it. I was feeling crushed and physically tortured in that work. No one was torturing me. I'm not saying that my company tortured me. They weren't torturing me, but it's just that the job is not for me. It's just not my kind of job. And I really felt that in my body, in my mind, like just everywhere. It felt like I was put inside this box, and they're trying to kind of crush me inside it, And I made a decision 2 years later. After working for 2 years, I made this huge decision to shift my entire field to marketing. Now, I didn't know if marketing was going to be any good for me, but at that point, that's all I knew, because I had a little bit of interest in marketing. So I thought I'll just shift to marketing, which is a very good decision that I made, because I'm still working in marketing and I absolutely enjoy my job. I enjoy my work. I enjoy the people, the kind of work that I do. Now, two things here. One is I took that hard decision to quit my software job, even though I know that if I stayed in that job, maybe 10 years down the line, I would be in a very good paying, role. I would have gotten a lot of promotions. I would be making more money. It's a very settled life. I know how my life is going to look until I'm 58, 60. I retire. I know all of this. I knew all of this. I knew that this is how my life would look, but I didn't want that. I was very clear in my head that I don't want it. Even if it's going to bring me more money, I don't want it. Even if it's going to bring me security, I don't want it, because I know this is not for me. I don't feel happy in this. I don't feel satisfied in this. That's one. I still today, until date, anytime someone asks me what's the best decision you made in your life, I tell them this, that quitting my IT job. Because till date, I feel so happy with that decision, so content with that decision. Okay. And then I took my marketing job. Now, of course, maybe marketing could have worked, or maybe after working in marketing, I could have found that, oh, it's not for me. But I didn't know that, right? But at that point in time, with the information that I had, with the understanding that I had of myself, I thought, okay, I need to go to marketing. And that's another good decision that I made. I followed my heart. I followed what my heart was telling me, where my interest was. And it's a very good decision that I made, because till date, I am in a marketing company and I do enjoy the work nature. I do love my job. Even if sometimes, things get hectic, you could have like tough days, but I still like the work. It doesn't feel like how it felt when I was doing my IT job. So I started somewhere, I went somewhere. So it's about making choices, making decisions that are conscious, that you feel is good for you, right? And if you want to know whether your choices are coming from you, or if it's coming from an influenced factor, here's a simple way to find it. If you're looking constantly for explanations, if you're constantly looking to justify your choice, if you're constantly looking for validation from outside people, like, oh, this person has also made this choice, this person also made this choice, this person told me that my choice is good. So you're constantly seeking that external validation. You're probably making a choice that is not coming from your heart, because when you make a choice that comes from your heart, right, you don't really expect validation from others. Your heart doesn't really long for it. It's your mind that longs for validation. Your heart doesn't long for validation. So the moment you find yourself seeking validation from people, probably you've made that choice because of influence, or because of comparison, or because of jealousy, or because you don't want people to judge you, or because that's the social norm and you're making that choice. So when you make choices from your heart, when you make a conscious, informed choice, and when I say informed, I don't mean like logical information, I mean informed from your heart. You know that this is what would make you feel satisfied. I knew that even if I was not making more money, this job and making this choice would make me feel satisfied, and that's why I took that decision at that point in time. So you need to make choices, you need to kind of design your life and have things in your life that you like, that you want, that comes from your heart. And I'm talking about every little thing. It's not just about big decisions. I'm talking about what outfit you wear, how you show up, how you speak, what is the kind of language you speak. Like, how you speak, the manner of your speech. I mean, how you eat, how you maintain your body, how you handle your finances. Everything should be a conscious choice. If I ask you something like, oh, why are you doing this? And you don't really have an answer for it. And the answer is something like, oh, everyone's doing it, that's why I'm doing it. I saw someone do it, so I'm doing it. That's not an answer. There should be a reason behind why you're doing things. Of course, there sometimes you don't really need a reason for certain things, but otherwise it should be a conscious choice. At least the reason should be, I like doing it, I enjoy doing it. I don't know, this just makes me happy. At least that should be the reason. Now, these are the 4 things. If you're not doing these 4 things, your life can feel meaningless, your life can feel unfulfilled. And I want you to maybe pause this video, reflect on these things a little bit, maybe journal about it, see how your life currently is and how you would like to design it, how you would like it to be. And maybe like journal on this. And once you do this, once you have an understanding of how your life is right now and how you would like it to be, maybe do a small exercise of crafting or designing your ideal day. How would you like your day to look like? What would your work nature be? How would you like your work to be? Where are you working? Who are the people around you? What do you do when you're at home? What do you feel? What are the emotions you feel on a day-to-day basis? Stuff like that. So just write it down to the details. And also, on the other end, write the goals that you have for yourself. And once you do these 2 things, just see if both of it aligns. And if one or the other doesn't align, you'll have to make changes in any of these things. Like, either you have to make changes in your routine, or you have to make changes in your goals, so that both aligns. And I've talked about this before, that if our goal and our beliefs doesn't align, then we will fall back on our beliefs, right? So if your belief is that you can't really do a certain type of work, but then that's what is required for you to achieve a certain goal, then you'll have to adjust one thing, right? If that goal is really important to you, then you'll have to adjust how you deal with your life. You might have to start dealing with that particular thing, and then you will have to start learning it, improving that skill. So that should be a part of your day-to-day life. So both your day-to-day life, your skills, your personality, and your goals should align. So that's how we design our life. Of course, this is a huge topic. I've kind of shrunk it down for the video. If you have any doubts, please feel free to leave it in the comments. If there's any query that I feel is valid and needs some explanation, I'll make another video on it. I hope this was helpful. See you all in another video. Take care. Bye.